And I think Sarah is doing a grave disservice when she's basically straw manning your argument. You're making great arguments why slavery should be immoral, and she should accept those arguments.
Right.
But she's not, because she's trying to paint you as someone immoral. Like, she's
Right,
trying to
because she
paint
doesn't
you as a
understand-
support.
Because she doesn't understand the Bible.
It's well, she's participating in the same exercise you're participating in. She's interpreting the Bible, but she's interpreting it in the least charitable way to paint you as a bad guy.
She's using a basic understanding of an English translation, specifically of some modern English translation, and not even using proper hermeneutics, which results in eisegesis instead of exegesis of a text.
Right. So, but I'm staying out of and this is what's so frustrating interacting with Sarah and Steve. I don't know. We did a live stream the next day that we talked about this. And they all are acting like they can't understand my argument. I'm saying, listen, there's two things going on here. There's a text and there's an interpretation. And if you want to understand how religion is affecting the world, you have to look at the interpretation of it, because the interpretation can be vastly different. And we live under the interpretation. We don't live under the text. Like these were the examples that I gave with the Supreme Court, right? The Supreme Court interprets the Constitution. Like, they want to also say that religion is unchangeable, that religion hasn't ever changed over millennia, which is complete bogey. Like, there's the Council of Nicaea, there's the Protestant Reformation. Like, religion has changed vastly over.
What about the Council of Nicaea changed religion?
It did, right? I mean, they decided which books they were going to include in the Bible and which they weren't. I mean,
no, the Council of Nicaea never ever in its entirety discussed the canonicity of what would go in it. The only thing discussed at the Council of Nicaea was over the issue of the deity of Christ. Has
religion changed over the years?
Yeah, there's been times where religion's changed over the years, but not with the Council of Nicaea.
Okay, so then I'm getting that incorrect. I defer to you. But we agree that religion has changed over the years, do we not?
Yeah, there has been times where religion has changed over the years.
Okay. Sarah does not accept that claim.
She seemed to during the whole
modern
thing.
Religion.
She admitted that there were people that were religious that had different views that evolved over time, especially concerning our modern day Christians like me.
She's making the claim that religion can't change. That is a claim that she's made time and time again.
So in other words, no reform.
Secular morality. She's saying secular morality is better because secular morality has an update mechanism that religion doesn't have. That's her argument.
But yet she is utilizing.
Are you telling me religion does religion have an update mechanism?
Well, it depends on what you would mean by that as an update mechanism.
Okay, so does religion have an update mechanism? You can word it however you want. You word it your way.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out what you're meaning by that. Religion does change. In fact, there's been several times where it's changed, but it also depends on the specific religion. Hence why I think, for example, in Islam, that is definitely a religion that can't change in light of what the religion is based upon, concerning that it does discourage the issue of some sort of reformation to try to change anything in this perspective, like the Quranists and the...
I don't want to talk about Islam.
But I'm just saying, you did bring up
religion.
I bring up there's sometimes where religion
Did you grow up in Islam?
No, but I do study it quite a lot.
Did you grow up in Islam? I don't feel qualified to talk about Islam.
Right, but I have studied Islam quite extensively and even read some of the books from their scholars.
Oh, good. That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna let you go. You have any parting questions? I don't want to leave you hanging.
Well, just this: why an atheist instead of a Christian?
I don't believe in the divinity of Jesus.
Why not?
Isn't that the rule? You got to believe in the divinity of Jesus to be a Christian?
Well, there's a few others besides simply just that, but that's one of them.
If you guys want to make me an honorary Christian, I'm happy to accept it. I'm happy to accept, but I don't believe in the divinity of Jesus. I'm not even sure Jesus lived. So.
Oh, Well, I have a guy who I think might be able to convince you, because he used to be a big anti-theist atheist and was skeptical about all that stuff. And
I'm not really. I don't want to play the team. I don't want to play the tribalist stuff. I don't want to play the team stuff. The team stuff really as soon as you accept a team, it clouds your thinking. It really clouds your thinking. And I'm really looking for the truth.
Like, what do you mean by that? Join a team.
You're obviously on Team Christian. You asked me why I'm not a Christian. Why I'm not. You basically asked me why I'm not on your team.
Not that. It's simply why not accept the truth, because that is a truth, that Jesus is God and that he did exist.
I don't believe that's true.
And why don't you believe it's true?
I don't believe there's a God. I don't believe there's a God. I believe I'm a materialist. I'm a rationalist materialist. I don't believe that God exists.
Okay, so if you're a materialist,
that's the first hurdle.
Okay, so if you're a materialist, then how do you get to that conclusion that materialism is true?
I don't believe in miracles. I don't believe in spirit. I don't believe in anything supernatural.
Right, I know that. I'm asking, but why do you come to that? That's what I'm asking. I know what you do believe.
There's no evidence for it. There's no evidence for it. As soon as there's evidence for it, I'll believe it.
So what would constitute as evidence?
I'm an empiricist.
What would constitute as evidence for
I don't know. I don't know. Bring me something and I'll tell you if it's evidence.
Okay, then. I'll definitely take that into consideration.